This week we will be discussing creative elements of learning environment design. In previous modules, we discussed the application of different learning theories to our learning environments, and in Module 4, we discussed various delivery formats based upon the type of learning, purpose of learning, and target audience. In this module, you will be examining and discussing when it is appropriate to use multimedia and other creative content in a course, and how learning environment designers can bring a more artistic approach to learning environment design. To begin with, though, I just wanted to talk about and illustrate some pedagogical approaches to designing courses and learning environments. While the following list is not exhaustive, it helps illustrate the impact of pedagogical approach on learners. First of all, we are familiar with direct instruction, as it is by far the most common pedagogy applied in education today. Here we are talking about lectures that are content-driven and where learning is passive. Not too exciting, but nevertheless still very effective when knowledge resides in the teacher. Second, learning environments may employ problem-based learning. This is used in situations where the intent is to have a student-driven approach to solving real-world problems. The process entails discussion and reflection, but while the instructor facilitates, the onus is on the students to experience the process of researching, investigating, and proposing solutions from a variety of perspectives. Third, many learning environments are project-based, usually involving small groups or individuals who are guided through the creation of a project or product by the instructor who sets the requirements for a successful project outcome. Fourth, there is case-based learning. This approach entails the use of real-world or hypothetical cases to be studied and is learner-centered approach. There are no right or wrong answers. Students are encouraged to explore concepts throughout the course using the case as their laboratory for understanding the main concepts in the curriculum. In addition, students drive the discussions and new knowledge is created by the group through analysis of the cases. Does this sound familiar? It should. This is the approach I have taken to designing this course. Other approaches include inquiry-based learning and workshops, for example, but there are other approaches as well. Many, if not all of these approaches, offer an opportunity for creative content design. We may choose to use videos, audio, simulations, case studies, demonstrations, and in some learning environments, even games, or at least something that feels like a game. Let me illustrate. How many of you have played a video game like, I don't know, one of my favorites, I suppose, The Legend of Zelda? The game's hero, Link, wanders around gathering clues from mysterious characters and acquiring skills, weapons, and tools while solving riddles, navigating mazes, and fighting bad people and monsters. My kids loved this game and played it for hours. Sometimes they would call on us parents to help them solve a problem, and so we all became familiar with the heroic figure Link and his adventures. So here we have one of the many rooms that we might find in Legend of Zelda, and this room could represent a course, it could represent a learning objective, it could represent one single part of a course or an assignment even, for example. So let's just call this my lesson here. And you notice that upon entering the room here, Link finds, so here's our friend Link. And what he finds is that he's got two doors, one which is locked and the other is unlocked. And over here, to his bewilderment also, he discovers that there is a monster. Now this monster might be some kind of an assignment, or it might be a test, or it might be a quiz, or it could be something that the student has to accomplish in the course. So here we have an assignment. And here we have our student. And inside these rooms are the keys to unlocking the door that is going to give us the answer to this assignment. So, first of all, the student has to locate the key, and the key might be a video or a PDF or some kind of article that they have to read. And so Link goes up, gets the key, and comes down here and unlocks this room, which inside has a weapon of some sort. This is a great assignment. So inside there's a spear here. Link goes up, gets the key, comes down here, unlocks the room here, and gets the weapon, which is the information that the student needs to complete the assignment or to do the test, and goes over here finally and applies the weapon to the monster, and sure enough, completes the assignment, defeating the beast to finish this lesson. So there you have it, my gamification example. This is an example of gamification. Northwestern learning designer Jacob Guerra Martinez has published a good article on the differences between game-based learning and gamification on the Distance Learning website. All of these elements could be labeled as challenges, and they could even be completed by students in groups to add a competitive element to the game-type environment. Gamification is not the same as game-based learning. In my example, we are using game-like elements to encourage students to behave in certain ways to complete their assignments. And so the definition of gamification is the application of game-like mechanics to non-game entities to encourage a specific behavior. TeachThought.com points out that many learning management systems offer badges, certificates, points, and even unlocking of certain content via mastery of preceding content. In contrast, the definition of game-based learning is simply learning through games. Applications like Adobe Captivate allow you to actually package games with your custom content through SCORM packages. SCORM stands for Shareable Content Object Reference Model, and is a way of packaging course content so it can be imported into a variety of learning management systems. Other educational game sites, like Fate of the World, allow users to manage a balancing act of protecting the Earth's resources and climate versus the needs of an ever-growing world population. Good luck with this week's assignment, which allows you to get creative within your groups. By bringing art, multimedia, and interactivity to your learning environment, you can not only increase student engagement and knowledge retention through experiential learning, you can make it more fun. Have a great week.